Hello, Chunt here, your Uncle Chunt. So in this video, I'm finally getting around to some of this. Now, I missed out on all the announcements and reveals and all the trailers that came out over the weekend, as I was in the Gold Coast at the Supanova Expo. So now I'm getting around to talking about the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice trailer. Yes. Needless to say, I am very enthusiastic. There was so much in this trailer that I need to talk about. It was only 2 minutes worth-ish, and it's just a teaser trailer, they're saying. So it's about a year out, so we're going to get another one, obviously, at least another one, closer to the release. But yes, for now, I am so excited. What a great trailer. I'm not just saying that as a fanboy, but it was really good. You really get an idea of the tone that they're going for in this movie. And I'm actually quite happy that they're going to start following on from the fallout of Man of Steel. What I didn't understand, just to go off tangent a little bit, what I didn't understand in the Avengers movie, there was a lot of destruction in that movie. You might not have seen all of it, but they're guaranteed there was a lot of destruction in that film, and people would have died, but you don't really, there's nothing said about it. It's kind of just washed over, and nobody said anything. None of the fans were going off about it. There would have been people dying in that movie. Like, you don't have those giant creatures coming from that little wormhole and all those little blue dudes shooting at stuff and blowing crap up without casualties, man. Like, it was going to happen. But then Man of Steel comes out, and because it was really in your face, like, you saw people die. It's like you could see it happen. Like, they were getting slammed into the pavement or crushed under cars or whatever. And that's when people are like, oh. Anyway, the trailer starts off slowly panning up towards some kind of figure. I didn't actually quite know what I was looking at first, but there's all this narration over the top of what you're seeing. You can hear two different sides of an argument where some people are praising Superman, or there's a line in there that says something about human or mankind's been looking for a savior or something like that. And then there's another line that's, just going more to the side of, can we trust him? We don't really know what he can do, kind of thing like that. I'm just paraphrasing here at the moment, but and the further you get up to the statue, we've probably all seen it by now, that it slowly pans around, all the lights turn on to some kind of memorial. If you look really hard in the columns when the lights are coming on behind the statue, you can kind of make out what looks like writing, or they might be names of all the people that died in Metropolis that day. And you've got, a statue of Superman kind of putting one hand down and then another hand up. It's very symbolic, kind of, he's here to help us, but he's from above. I really like that. That was really good. But then it's got like false god plastered across his chest. So you kind of get the sense of two sides of the same story here. Like, people are against him and they're putting graffiti over the statue for what he stands for, and like, this stands for hope. And they got false god plastered across it. That's very symbolic. And in the background you can see cranes and stuff on top of buildings, so they're rebuilding Metropolis. Like, this is what everybody was talking about, like how they thought the next movie would go, and it's good to see that they're going that way. And then I was just brushing that under the table, so to speak. You start seeing some other imagery of Superman. It looks like he's holding up a Russian rocket or some kind of space thing. It's got like Russian wording on it, so he's obviously not just centralizing himself in America now. He's saving across the world, and it's a really awesome shot. He's holding this big ass rocket. He's just freaking huge. Oh man. And another shot of like you see him kind of hovering in the sky, the light kind of from the sun beaming over him, very kind of, like he's a messiah kind of godlike figure, and someone reaching out to him. It looks like they're in robes or something, so It could be from another part of the world, like he might be a monk or something like that. So you get the idea that he's kind of being more of a world hero, not just in America, which is great. That's what I want to see. But there's a few other shots that stood out to me that got me a little concerned. Where Superman's like just standing there, surrounded by people that look like they're like want to touch him or they're praising him, and kind of looks up, not really sure. It looks like he's not really sure about it, or I don't really know what to make of that shot. But I'm interested to see what it's about. Like, you know, we end Man of Steel where he's come to realize who he is, and he's just saved the Earth from total destruction, despite whatever everybody else says. He saved the Earth. He had to kill Zod, otherwise we'd all be gone. And that's all there is to it. Like, you can't have two Kryptonians fight in a real world sense, in a real fight, without mass destruction on some kind of regard. And as much as people whinge about, oh, you're Superman, you should have saved everybody, I would like to see you try and save everybody while a Kryptonian is trying to kill you. All three of them. You know, people just read more comics and you'll understand. You know, like, he wasn't Superman out of the gate. He had to learn his way. So I'm looking forward to them addressing that aspect of the destruction and what people think of him, even though he's saving people around the world. But what does the rest of the world think of him? You know, I'm going off tangent a little bit with the actual trailer itself, but I've got all this going in my head right now. So the one shot that really I didn't quite know what to think, and I don't, if it's what I think it is, I don't really quite like what they're doing. Those of you who have played Injustice or have read the comic book or know what the Injustice story is like, you know, Superman's kind of taken over. He's ruling with an iron fist to stop all crime, and you know, he becomes obsessive and slightly insane about it. But he's got his own army, kind of his own crew, and they're all in this kind of SWAT-looking get-up, armored up, and they've got the Superman symbol on them. Well, this one shot where he's looks like he's just come down into some underground bunker, and there's like 4 or 6 guards or something like that either side of the room, and they kneel down as he comes in, and they've all got the Superman emblem plastered on their shoulders. So, you know, is this like a Superman task force that he sends out for crowd control or something, or what? Like, or are they just Superman fanatics and he's come to visit them to stop them or talk to them or something like that? I really hope they're not going for the whole Superman ruler thing. That's not Superman. You can do a dark movie like this without having to go there. So far, like, the movie looks really dark, but it's because most of the stuff we've seen so far, I'm hoping, is because Batman's being introduced and it's Gotham, and you know, so far it's been nighttime shots all. So I'm hoping with some of the Superman saving the world stuff, it's a bit more positive and you know, between both sides of the story throughout the movie. Now we get to Batman. I was a fan when they announced Ben Affleck as Batman. I know a lot of people were like, oh my god, Daredevil, bruh. For some reason they can't let go of a 10-year-old plus movie. You know, how long are you going to hold that over him? Like, that was a long time ago. And I actually like that movie, so, you know, I must be in the minority. But get over it. But, man, the shots of Batman in here, damn, like, this is the Batman that I've always wanted to see on film. He just looks like a living Jim Lee, like, painting or drawing or artwork come to life in this movie. Like, the short ears and just big and beefy, like, he just looks like a Jim Lee Batman on screen, and that kicks ass. His gloves, like, they look like the New 52 type gloves, and he's got the black and grey suit. Like, the other bat suits were fine. I didn't like the Bale bat suit at all, besides the Begins one. I didn't mind that, but this is the one I've always wanted to see on the big screen, so I'm really happy about it. He looks really good, and just freaking huge. He's a monstrous Batman. There's a few kind of things I noticed in this trailer that I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool. There's the one shot you see where looks like he's holding, Batman's like he's holding something. I don't know if it's a gun or a sledgehammer or something. I don't know. You can't really see it. And I think I think it's from the same scene where they released that promo shot of the sad Batman when he's standing in front of the Batmobile. Well, I don't know if that's where he kind of uncovers the Batmobile or something. I don't know. I couldn't really see what was going on in there. But there's a column in the foreground. It's got a trademark question mark of the Riddler, like it's the Riddler's icon. So that's great that they kind of, there's a little Easter egg in there. The Riddler's in this world somewhere. I really liked that. That was really good. You finally get to see Ben Affleck's face as Bruce Wayne, and he's looking very kind of concerned, and he trembles a little bit. Like if you look really carefully, he kind of trembles a little bit while you don't know what he's looking at. It's kind of juxtaposed against the next shot of when you see the Batsuit in its little containment cell. But yeah, really good shot. Like there's a lot going on in his face where he's like really stern, but not afraid, but he's kind of a little shaky, like he's about to go do something that he doesn't want to do. Maybe he's just reluctant to put on the Batsuit again, because apparently he's supposed to be coming out of retirement in this one. And there's a shot that a few people, more than a few people I should say, online that have kind of cracked up a bit. See Batman standing on the kind of precipice type deal, and his cape's blowing all majestically in the wind, and you see this like sniper rifle by his side. And everybody's like, Batman doesn't use guns. What's this shit? Which is fair enough. Like, I don't want Batman to be at that point where he's starting to snipe people from a hide point. But if they are taking pages out of the Dark Knight book, then you'll know that he does have a sniper rifle or guns on him, but he uses them to fire grappling hooks, you know, a further distance than he normally can, I guess. It's been a long time since I've read that, but there is a scene in that book where he's going around with a sniper rifle, but he ends up shooting a grapple hook somewhere. So maybe that's what they're going at. Maybe he's trying to get a better advantage or something. I don't know. It's just speculation. Hopefully he's not using guns. But that leads me to another point where you see the Batwing. God, it looks cool, but you see it fly down and just blow up some dudes, like some criminals, like low-level criminals. So you don't know if Batman's in there, or if it's been remote controlled by someone, or if it's hijacked. I don't know. But if it swoops in and blows away some dudes, so I'm hoping Batman. They're not making Batman kill like randomly like that. I don't want them doing that. I mean, there is a chance that Lex Luthor is in this movie, so there is a chance that Lex Luthor is the one that's pulling the strings and is the reason why Batman and Superman meet. Like, I don't know, maybe Lex Luthor manages to take control of the Batwing. Maybe it's a drone. Maybe Batman's got some drones going around looking after Gotham. And Lex Luthor takes control of one and starts blowing away people, which gets Superman having Batman in his sights going, you know, what are you doing? You're killing people. And obviously, maybe on the flip side, Lex Luthor does something to make Batman think that Superman is evil and the bad guy, maybe with the whole Metropolis destruction. I don't know. There's all these unanswered questions. But there's this one shot in this trailer where you see Batman kind of standing up, freaking huge, with fire and stuff behind him. If you look carefully, like the surrounds look like they're from the same scene that the promo shot for Wonder Woman's from. So I'm wondering if that scene is where you finally see Wonder Woman come in. Or maybe it's towards the end of the movie, I don't know, but no, I was just like, oh man, like the colours, like the surrounds, like the colours of the rocks, and it looks like a building that's been turned to rubble and it's on fire. It just looks the same as that promo shot of Wonder Woman. Man, there's some really good lines in this trailer. Man, it's a teaser trailer and there's so much good stuff in it. Like there's a line from Jeremy Irons, who plays Alfred, and that whole part where he's like, that feeling of powerlessness turns good men cruel. Like that whole line in that trailer, how it's posed against Ben Affleck's face looking at the Batsuit. Yeah, it just really paints a good picture there. And then the other line from what we think is, or what I think is Lex Luthor, saying that we now know hell doesn't come from below but from the sky. Something like that. That's a really good line. It just paints a picture of Lex Luthor and how much he hates Superman. you know, and he could use that kind of mindset to turn the people against him. Oh, it's really good, really good. Then when it comes to Batman's big armored suit at the end with the glowing eyes, just looks so badass. Like, you can see it's got scrapes on it, so it's not his first time he's using this suit. He's obviously thrown down with some superpowered beings before, or just enemies that are that strong enough that he has to put it on in the first place. So that's kind of cool to see. And you know, he's just looking up at Superman, probably packing his pants, but there's only one person on the planet that would do that, like stand in front of Superman, and that would be Batman, because he's that nuts. Like, he would do that, stand up to a Kryptonian, even though he's in a mech suit, which Superman could probably rip apart anyway. But yeah, just to see him standing there, just like, and Superman looking down at him. Oh man, that's the other thing. There's so many shots in this trailer where every time you see Superman, he's always above people. Like, it's the imagery in this trailer is so good. Like, they're really playing out the God aspect of Superman in this one by the looks. Whether it's from people reaching out to him from below, or people wanting to touch him and praise him, and you know, he's always, you know, using his super abilities above everybody. And then you got Batman, he's really low level, looking up at Superman. It's really like two different things coming together. The one thing that's been memed out to hell right now is that whole "Do you bleed? You will" line. It sounds like Ben Affleck through like a modulated voice. Whether that's what his voice sounds like in the mech suit or out of the suit, I don't know. But maybe they'll do like an Arrow kind of thing where he's got like a little voice box modulator where it changes his voice. I mean, that would make sense a bit. I never really liked Bale's Bat voice. Like, those movies were good, but it was just like they were good movies that just used Batman characters. It wasn't really a Batman film, which this is what I'm kind of looking forward to now. Like, we're actually getting a Batman for real this time, in a Superman movie, in a DC movie, in a joint universe. It's about friggin' time. Oh man, I just hope there's one scene in this movie where they first meet as Batman and Superman, and Superman just kind of looks at him, uses his X-ray vision to look through his cowl, and he's like, Bruce Wayne. And Batman would be like, oh shit. You know, I just want to see that. Like, that'd just be so good. Just as a little, my own personal kind of fanboy moment. And of course, in turn, Batman would probably have already done his detective work and figured out who Superman actually is, which I'm really hoping they explore that. I want this new Ben Affleck Batman to be more of a detective. We didn't really get with Christian Bale. He just kind of Googled some things and he's like, yeah, that's it. Or, you know, he shot a bullet into a brick and, oh look, I'm clever. Whee! So yeah, I could talk about this teaser trailer for a while, but I was trying to keep this video short, but I don't think it's gonna be. So you can tell I'm excited. I need this movie in my life now. I'm so happy to see this DC universe in cinema come together, finally. And we're finally going to see the two biggest names in comics come into one movie, which will be amazing to see. I've been waiting for this kind of a movie with the two of them together forever, like ever since I was a fan of this. We've got a year out, pretty much. Long time to go, but at least we kind of got something now that feels real and we know it's coming. So I can't wait. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd really be interested. You know, I know there's a lot of people out there that'll just want to flame over everything for the sake of flaming over it. Please just enjoy things. You know, just take them for what they are instead of hating on stuff or trying to find things to hate. Just be like, holy crap, we're getting a Batman and Superman movie. Holy crap, finally. So yeah, that's me for right now. I've kind of got it out of my system. Got a lot more I could have said, but yeah, I could go on and on and on, so I'm just going to end it here. I'm Uncle Chunt, you're watching Chunt TV, and I'll see you in the next video.